being here. I'm going to show the video again to our viewers who are just tuning in. We started a new hour 10 minutes ago, and then I want to get your reaction.
Oh, what the? They killed him? Did they kill that guy? Are you kidding me, dude?
That's one of the angles of the video that's out there, Congresswoman, and I guess I just want to get your basic reaction to what you have seen.
Well, Jake, as you mentioned, that's just one of several videos that are out there. There is a second angle that appears to be circulating much closer to the incident, where you see the victim, I believe his name is Alex Pretti.
Alex Pretti. Alex Pretti.
Alex Pretti, thank you. Alex Pretti. And immediately preceding that incident, an ICE officer had pushed violently a woman to the ground, and he had come over to help get her up. And that is what precipitated this incident that very quickly led to an execution, a deadly shooting in the street. What we are seeing here is a momentous, pivotal moment for the United States. And I cannot underscore enough how precipitous this moment is. ICE and CBP, what we're seeing here, we will see which agencies were responsible. But at the end of the day, under this so-called excuse of border security, where Minneapolis is over 300 miles from the United States border, we have an unleashing of federal agents and violence exerting a tremendous amount of violence and lost life against the American people, who are well within their First Amendment rights, and in this case, it seems as though well within their Second Amendment rights. As you mentioned earlier, in this video, you do not see immediate evidence of anyone reaching for a firearm. It has been reported that he had a legal permit, and this administration's response is that the very fact that he was a legal firearm owner was a reason for them to shoot him in the street. You see directly from DHS's own accounts, they themselves do not claim anything in their accounts or their evidence about these actions, about any precipitating action, just the fact that he was armed. This is a pivotal moment. And if we do not do something now to contain this abuse of power and violence, which the administration has already indicated earlier this week in discussions about using the Insurrection Act, in which Carolyn Leavitt confirmed that it will be utilized, and they were looking at utilizing against Americans based on their political affiliation. If we do not do something now, I do not know what can happen afterwards. We have to contain this chaos. This administration is declaring an openness and a justification for violence against American citizens based on their organizing, based on their political affiliation, and they are using the guise of DHS to do it. We have to draw a line in the sand now across sectors, politically, economically, in our media, and more.
I want to ask you what measures you want to take in a second, but I also want to get your response to what we saw from President Trump on social media. And just to note, we're all obviously, and you'll notice the Congresswoman, you'll notice me, like we're all saying, we don't know exactly what happened, we're waiting for this, but based on X, Y, Z. But that is not what we're hearing from the Trump administration. We've seen people in the Trump administration call the man who was shot, Alex Pretti, a domestic terrorist, saying that he intended to massacre people. President Trump posted on social media, he says, the mayor and the governor are inciting insurrection with their pompous, dangerous, and arrogant rhetoric, unquote. Just for younger people out there who might not know this, generally speaking, when there is what is called an officer-involved shooting, meaning law enforcement kills somebody, there's an investigation and people try to temper their remarks, not rush to judgment. And when I say people, I mean people in power, presidents, et cetera. What is your response to the Trump administration saying what they're saying about Alex Pretti?
Well, it seems as though, and from all the actions before us, it seems as though this administration is trying to precipitate a flashpoint so that they can go into cities and municipalities and states based on political affiliation and exert and escalate. They are using the rhetoric of martial law and civil conflict. And it is fundamentally un-American. This is a moment, as you said, where we must cool tempers. It is time for ICE to stand down. It is time for DHS to stand down. We are seeing mothers that are being killed in the street. We are seeing, when you look at this victim, early reports seem to show that he was an ICU nurse. I'm also seeing some circulating that he may have even been at the VA, an ICU nurse.
That's right.
Treating.
That's right. He was an ICU nurse at the Minneapolis VA. That's right.
So we are talking about Donald Trump accusing a Veterans Affairs ICU nurse as being a terrorist against the United States, a man who was treating service members to our country, veterans, service members to our country, who was dedicating his life to serving Americans, who in his final act on this earth was helping a woman pushed to the ground. And they are calling him a domestic terrorist in order to defend their gross abuse of power, their absolute breaching of the law, and in order to also precipitate greater conflict. And it is fundamentally against the leadership and what we need right now, and what the American people need right now. It is dangerous. And again, if this administration does not put it to a stop, we must put it to a stop.
Well, let's talk about that, because I know you're not talking about